hard for this. We worked very hard for this.
This is a story of Kamaru Usman. His best Nigerian dish?
Favorite Nigerian dish? Akpu and okra soup.
His favorite Nigerian musician?
My groove, Wizkid.
What inspires him?
My biggest inspiration nowadays is my daughter.
Come with us as we take a trip into the mind of the Nigerian Nightmare in MMA. Born on May 11, 1987, Kamaru Usman grew up in Auchi, Edo State.
Growing up in Nigeria, in Auchi, Nigeria, Edo State, we were in the village. And in the village, not a lot of cars come down to the village. You rarely see the cars. Of course, we had okada, we had motorcycles, we had bicycles and things like that. But it wasn't until you went to the main street, Uyali Road, to where you finally were able to see those cars passing by, gas station, and things like that. But in the village, there's not tons of cars coming in and out of the village like that. So, yeah, but life growing up there was amazing. I mean, it's not the greatest conditions in the world, but it was good enough to be able to instill the proper tools that I needed to become the man that I am today.
The proper values and principles were instilled in Kamaru by his parents when he was growing up, and also the love for his country of origin, Nigeria.
Growing up in Nigeria, yeah, we left at a very young age, but we left after that time of attachment. You know, growing up at that age, 4, 5, 6, 7, those are the important ages for a child, because that's where you really get that solid foundation. And that foundation was made. And also being raised by both Nigerian parents, it was easy to continue that tradition because they were rooted very deeply into those culture and that tradition. So it's very easy to continue to feed that into your kids. And they did.
Kamaru is not all brawn and fight. He is father to a beautiful girl named Samira. But how is his relationship with his daughter?
My daughter, the bond with her it's a special bond because I was a dad who I wanted boys. If I'm gonna have kids, when I'm gonna have kids, I want boys. Boys, that's it. And when I found out it was a girl, I was a little down. I was, oh man, it's a girl. But I accepted it. And it wasn't until about, she was 6 months old, that was the time where I could take her to the gym with me. And I got about a month of taking her to the gym with me, and she would sit there right on the mat and watch me train 2 hours, 3 hours, just watch me train. And then I had the opportunity to do The Ultimate Fighter, which was a TV show that I was on for about 5, 6 weeks. And I had no contact with the outside world, no contact with them at all. And I didn't really think of it. I went to go do that because I was doing that for them. I was doing that for my family. So I went to go do that, but on the 5th week, they surprised the producers and our owners and our managers surprised us with our family getting to come on set. And this was my daughter that every day at home before I left, when I walked in a room, her eyes was on me. She couldn't really move much, but her eyes was on me. It didn't matter who else was in the room. Wherever I went, her eyes were glued on me. And I found that very funny. But then when I went to go do the show and I came back, this was my daughter. Every time I walk in the room, her eyes are on me. She's smiling big when I'm there. But when I saw her that after being gone for about 5 weeks, she wouldn't look at me. She would turn away and I wasn't happy. I just saw the look on her face and I could just tell that she was unhappy, and this was 7, 8 months old. I could tell she was unhappy.
Not much was known about his dad until recently when he brought his parents to watch his fight for the first time ever. We asked the former LFC fighter what the relationship with his parents is like.
My relationship with my parents greatly influenced and it just basically shapes the way that I am with my daughter, because my parents set the blueprint. My mom and dad basically let me know this is how you raise your kids. And of course, when you're doing things your way now, of course, there's certain things that you're going to do different. But they set the precedent. They let me know that this is how you take care of certain situations. This is how you handle certain situations. And so it's now my job to just go out there and not only match, the great job they've done, but I need to improve on that.
Known as the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru is a man with a positive mindset, confidence, and attitude, but there are times where he has his doubts.
The first couple of years were tough because nobody's used to getting punched in the face. Nobody's used to getting beat up and kicked and hurt. And I had to kind of make friends with that feeling. I had to basically let myself know that it's okay. This is what I'm gonna do. It's okay for me to feel this way now, because in the future I'm gonna be making people feel this way. So yeah, there were definitely moments all the time. Even now I still have moments to where I'm like, I don't know if this is what I want to do.
With Kamaru Usman taking the lead in the welterweight division of the UFC and his compatriot Israel Adesanya holding the top spot in the middleweight division, how does he think mixed martial arts can gain a foothold in his home country?
MMA in Nigeria is starting to gain some traction and become more popular, with me being the first African champion and Israel Adesanya being the second. It's starting to kind of pick up steam now, and we're showing the world that Africans can do it as well. So it would be a huge surprise to me if UFC doesn't come to Africa somewhere, because now you have 2 champions, and we have a couple of guys soon to follow, so it could be more champions here.
Pidgin English is a popular language in Nigeria, so we wanted to test Kamaru's memory if you could translate how many years I take senior you to proper English.
How many years I take senior you in proper English? That means I'm older than you by how many years now?